Okay, so today I have some really, we have a really interesting topic. Let me start off by saying if you are a person of color in Jackson, Mississippi, it may be time to consider relocating. I know you have a lot of questions, so let's just jump into it. Hey, Matt.
Okay. I'm curious what else you have to offer on that one. That's a pretty fucked up thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sorry, I broke our minute.
it's yeah, yeah. According to Mississippi Today, which is a news organization, so to speak, uh, they they are they pushed for, well, you've heard of equal under the law.
Yeah,
It's part of our constitution.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of because they right now just passed a law or passed a bill in Mississippi in Jackson making an entire court system strictly for white people.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's called House Bill 1020, and it passed 76 to 38 straight along party lines.
Yeah, but it. Should be somebody ought to sue.
Now, here's how it breaks down. Jackson is primarily a uh, majority of color, people of color.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Sure.
but there are small pockets of rich white people in there. So they decided they're going to build a courthouse in this small little white community. It's going to cost $1.6 million a year to operate. So that, okay, let me back up. The system they want to put in place is a completely white system. The Chief Justice, who is white, will appoint two judges. The Attorney General, who is white, will choose four prosecutors, the court clerk, and four public defenders. The State Public Safety Commissioner, who is white, will oversee expanded Capitol Police Force run by the white chief of police. Now, for this bill to be passed, it was supposed to go to the House Judiciary Committee.
Mm-hmm. Makes
They
sense.
bypassed that and said, "We don't want to do that. Send it to a different committee," and threw it and voted on it.
And the judiciary was being quiet.
Well, they said that they didn't know anything about the bill before.
Well, they do
before.
now. So I wonder if are they going to do anything about it?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. We have to keep this keep an eye on this because there's a county in Jacksonville called Hans County, Hans. It's a majority of people of color, and now that they're putting in this new system, black people will not be allowed to vote for judges for their own county.
I, I don't understand.
It's a whole. That's what I'm talking about. It's a whole shit
Not
show
vote.
down
I
there.
mean, voter
No, they
suppression
don't.
on its face is illegal anyway.
They don't want black police officers arresting white people.
What?
Like in the '60s when a black cop couldn't arrest a white woman. They're bringing all this segregation and two separate judicial systems. One set of rules for one and
Making
one set of
America
rules for
great
the other.
again. Ooh.
Now,
Yeah.
you are a political analyst, so let me ask you:
Yeah.
Is any of this constitutional?
I would say no. Not at all. I mean, it's segregation.
It's discrimination, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely civil rights violation, voter suppression. I mean, pick something. Yeah, all of it. Every bit of this is I don't even see legal, but I don't know. We've got a corrupt system in place now, all the way up to the Supreme Court. But we do need to run it through the system. Regardless of the outcome, we need to find out. This is a great litmus test on this system for us, because this should, if it makes it to the Supreme Court, which it should, and they should take it, it should fail, meaning that this should be struck down and deemed unconstitutional. I would question its legality for being presented in the first place. I don't, I think that there's a legal precedent here. Potential criminal sanctions, or whatever you can do on a congressperson. Not disbarment, but impeachment. Would certainly, I wouldn't see, be off the table of probably every yes vote.
What I don't understand is they know that this is gotta. They have to know that this is an outrageous and absurd move. Why would they go ahead knowing that if it goes and past them, it's going to get killed? Why would they approve it? Why wouldn't? I mean, if they know that if it goes to the Supreme Court, it's going to be a no-go. They have to know that.
Well, yeah, but in the meantime, it's up and running. It's functional. It's going to be built until somebody challenges it. So, since it's passed, everything you just said is either going forward or potentially already in place the moment that this was passed. Those people were set aside and are ready and able to go into their positions and displace those people that are in those spots now, because they can say, hey, I have a law. You have to vacate.
You figure the minute that happens, somebody will complain. I mean, I would have, if I lived there, I would have complained the minute it was passed. I would have followed the injunction with the court.
Well, all I can say is I hope something is happening, and I'm assuming this. You heard this today, right? This is new for you.
Yes, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Wow, no, I haven't seen it. That's disturbing. It's very disturbing if that catches on and they start doing it more, and because once this is in place and it takes root, it's going to be hard to get these fucking people out of these positions. It's going to be so hard. They've got followers. They got people that are backing them up. They got cops working for them that are yes men. The bailiffs and all the other people involved in the system, they have to say yes to it all.
Here's how they bypass the Judiciary Committee.
Oh, God.
The person who wrote the bill is like this young white guy, but the person, the House Speaker for Mississippi, is a middle-aged white guy. And he was like, oh, yeah, let's just put it in. And he was asked about it, about how stupid it was and how it wasn't, didn't look legit. And his response was, well, we passed it, so there's nothing that everybody can do.
No, that's not true. It needs to be, somebody needs to sue it, put it in a civil court.
He didn't say, well, we'll reconsider it. Nothing. He just said, it passed, that's it. It's done.
No. I'm fairly certain there's money enough on our side that's gonna accept this and pursue this case. I'm surprised it's not national news. On every network, even on FOPA.
So, yeah. So my question is.
Wow, dude, that's freaking great. And I'm not a constitutional scholar, by the way. I mean, I know a few things about the Constitution, whatever.
Right.
That just seems on its face that. I mean,
it's going to break a lot.
Once you add the word white only to it, there, it's a constitutional problem right there. Anything else beyond that is the first thing ruins it. So anything else built on top of that is still a constitutional violation. It just stomps all over your civil rights.
So the only recourse that the majority of Jacksonville has is to bring it to court.
Anyone has, not the majority. Anyone. I mean, if I don't know if that's where I'm a little fuzzy. I don't know if I can sue the state for what I feel is a constitutional violation. I think it needs to be somebody within that state that needs to bring up those motions. But
Yeah, you have to have
I
some
don't
sort
know.
of standing where you could prove damages.
Grievance, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's no personal damage to you, then you can't file the
But in 23, even the stupidest person is smart enough to know that their rights are being violated in 2023.
well,
I'll take that back. The least intelligent, stupid.
no,
is the
I'm
wrong
sorry,
word.
but in 2023, the least intelligent people passed this thing.
Well,
And when
I'm
I say
speaking
it
from a
was
democratic, liberal, progressive point of view,
when I
not
say
a
it was
Republican.
mostly along party lines, because the party it was along was the Republican Party, but two Democrats,
Signed
two
on.
two Democrats of color, wait, not born in this country, signed on to this bill.
Why would they do that?
One was from Tunisia, and the other one was from Mongolia. And somehow they voted against their own party to put this into play.
Well, they're definitely not Democrats. Democrat would not vote for this. Conscience wouldn't let them. It violates everything they're supposed to represent. So they gave up I believe the right to call themselves Democrats when they said yes.
Does the federal
They should be fully censured for their vote.
does the federal Congress have jurisdiction over a state Congress?
It's a good question.
Could they have stepped in
I
and
don't
said, "We don't want you doing this. You're going to screw everything up. You need to stop"?
Jurisdiction might be just strong language. Maybe Congress might have other tools at their disposal when they see other Congress step out of line as far as the Constitution goes, but I really don't know when it comes to that. Usually the federal government and the state government are very separate. You know, they
Right.
run independently of each other. You know, governors typically talk to federal government. I don't know about the government in that aspect. Congress, I'm not sure. Be worth
There
finding out.
has to be. I mean, I don't know if this is possible, but could you press charges against the state Congress for a hate crime for discrimination?
I don't know about that, but I do know that's what civil court's for. You can sue the government in a civil fashion. Yeah.
It's
Which is still good. I mean, money can be involved, but when you take money out of the government, you're really taking it from yourself.
well, it's going to be something to keep an eye on because
Yeah, most definitely.
I am not a person of color, and I am outraged at this shit.
Oh my God, yeah, this is appalling. Talk about going backwards. What the fuck? I want to see some screaming on this. I'm sure it'll hit my feed here in a minute, but I'll look for it. That's just disturbing.
Very.
We can't, because that's the South rising up, in my opinion. That's the Confederacy all over again. They want slavery back. Yay! Are you?
And you've got to go hand in hand with this, Marjorie Taylor Greene says she wants all the red states to be disjoined from the United States.
Yeah.
And now you're going to have the South with their segregation coming back. You're looking to create anher
it'll become a shithole country. That's exactly what they will do if that happens. They would, because they're just gonna line their pockets with everybody else's money. They're gonna be corrupt, and that's it. I'm not saying there's no corruption on the Democrat side. It's just not as much of it. They fuck people over a little less.
Right.
And they're at least more controllable when it comes to the vote. They're not going to gerrymander the state so bad that they just wreck the other side like the other one is doing. We've got a chance to vote them out of office and get who we want in control. We can do that. But the Republican Party's out of control. You know, they really control their own political power. They put in who they want to succeed them. You know, McConnell, he's talking about who his successor is going to be. Well, why the fuck is it up to him who his successor is going to be? I'm sorry, this isn't royalty.
Wait, what
You know,
is
that's
his
what people
position?
decide, you know?
What is his position? Isn't he the majority leader?
No, he's the minority leader. We have the majority in the Senate, so he would be the minority.
Oh, he's in the Senate?
Yeah.
Okay.
McConnell's in the Senate. McCarthy is the House Majority Leader.
Speaker of the House, whatever.
Yeah. Schumer's the
What
Senate.
is Lindsey Graham? Just a pain in the ass?
Oh, you do word vomit. You know, he got himself in some hot water in this Georgia thing. I don't think he's going to get out of this unscathed. I would not be surprised if he's one of the ones that committed perjury, because he's a little sweaty over that question. That's something to keep an eye on too. Yeah.
Who can we like write to the governor of Mississippi?
Yes.
Even if we're not from that state?
Yeah. That I do know, because I see that kind of stuff posted all the time. Hey, doesn't matter, whoever you are, you can.
Or do one of those petitions
Just
online?
be careful, no threats, no queer, weird. Sorry, no weird.
No.
Or anything like that. You know, but yeah, absolutely.
No, it would basically be we've come so far since the 1950s, and this decision is just going to set us back, and nobody wants that. Nobody. There's no reason for us to go backwards.
There's only a handful of things I wouldn't mind having again, where one income is all that's needed to sustain a household, not everyone.
Mhm.
You know, I couldn't sustain my household on my income. No way. I've got to have my wife's. In fact, I wouldn't have health insurance because I don't right now. I don't have any health insurance. I have my wife's insurance. So if we lose her job, I don't know how I'm going to. It's disgustingly cheap, expensive right now for me to go on Medicare, Medicaid. You know, and she can't get it. I can't give it to her. I can only give it to me. You know, so that's not like I can get family coverage that way. Yeah. So there's all kinds of. Yeah, that's just. When it comes to the secession portion of that, they don't know what the government does. They have no idea what the government does for them. You know, if they want to just break away and all Marjorie's doing is firing up her base so she can get reelected again.
I gave it a minimal amount of thought, and what I've come up with is if they do, let's say hypothetically they do this and secede, how many companies, corporations, manufacturers are going to leave the South because they to deal with the stableness of the North?
Oh yeah, the red states would become unstable. You know, they would be lawless. You know, every statistic on the planet would be up in red states.
I mean, they won't have the taxes.
Everybody will be armed to the teeth. They'll have fucking weapons coming out of their cars.
They won't have the taxes to fix their roads, pay their police, or anything like that. They won't have the taxes.
Because they don't want to pay taxes. No, they're tired of paying fucking taxes. Oh fuck no, no taxes.
They want a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Yeah. And that's not enough. It is not enough income to offset what income taxes pay for. It's just not enough. So that means, 30% out of your check. Do you think that a CEO is going to give up 30% of his money every time he buys something? No.
Well,
he's going to have a tax exemption status.
Oh no, but
you know, they're going to be tax exempt. You know,
so you go to buy a $65 million yacht, and you don't have to pay the 30% sales tax.
You're tax exempt. You'll find a way around it because they can. Because they have the money that allows them to say, I'm a company. No, I'm not. I'm a person. No, I'm not. I'm buying this.
Oh, right. I forgot
I'm
about
giving
that
it to a
bullshit that a
church.
company.
Blah blah blah.
I forgot about that bullshit that a corporation is a person.
Except when it has felonies against it, like the Trump org does now. It's got several felonies against itself. But I digress.
Well, I'm just saying that we need to keep an eye on this. Y'all need to keep an eye on this, and everyone, I think, should start getting in contact with the governor of Mississippi and voice your opinion that you don't, this is not acceptable.
And start finding candidates for the next election so you can start replacing these assholes.
Yeah.
Hey, not all Republicans are bad. That's true. Just like Democrats. And we're all not bad. But we need to start voting in the right people, voting out the ones that are causing the problems on both sides.
This is true.
Let's get some good Republicans in. It's okay. Get some good Democrats in too. And independents. Fucking A, throw them in the mix as well. But I can't believe that this is the best we got. Come on.
So what I'd like to know from everyone is, if this were to come to your community, what would you do? Would you? Yeah, I mean, what we would do. I mean, if it was to come to my, I would be the first one at the hearings and the meetings and saying, no, this is bullshit.
Right.
But that's me. I want to find out what everybody else does. So with that, I'm going to say, Matt, it's been real, and I will see you when I see you.